What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Humble Warrior checking back in with you. Wanted to give a perspective on the future of the Dolphins and my thoughts about Tua and the offense and stuff like that. I was actually watching Dougie do wrongs, why Tua so disrespected. The video, I think it was yesterday. I actually watched it again for like probably the 30th time. And it occurred to me that the league itself isn't used to a lefty. Like, they're not used to that type of concept. Which is why when people say that he sucks or he doesn't put up these numbers, they have to realize the totality of what they're saying. For instance, his rookie year, he had Preston Williams, he had Devontae Parker, he had Corey Grant Sr., he had Mike Gurkowski, he had Durham Smythe, he had I think it was Myles Gaskin, Shamad Ahmed. He didn't have a lot of pieces around him offensively. He had a subpar, below average offensive line, and then he had a smothering defense that kept them in a lot of games. Now, with that being said, he still put up, 1,800 yards, or was it 1,800 yards? 1,800 yards respectively, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks. His sophomore campaign, they drafted Jalen Waddle, right? Jalen Waddle had over 104 catches, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Tua had over 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 picks. He doubled up on picks, and he threw like 5 more touchdown passes, but he only played, I think it was 13 games. Just like his rookie year, he only played 9 games. Now this year, he went backwards a little bit in the games he played. He only had 12 games, but he had over 3,600 yards, or 3,500. I think it was like 35-68, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. But this year, they went out and got him Tyreek Hill. He got Terrell Armstead. He got Cedric Wilson Jr. He had Jalen Waddle, Trent Sherfield. They drafted Eric Uzikama, something like that. I messed his name all the way up. And went out and got Jeff Wilson Jr. and Raheem Mostert. Decent running back core compared to what he used to have, and those two actually probably put up close to 500 yards apiece this season, which means the rushing attack had gotten better. Now, with that being said, the context of Tua sucking, I don't know why that's such a big narrative in the NFL. Tua is far from a garbage quarterback. Let's just call it what it is. He's far from that. Now, if you look at him play, it's not that impressive because of his statue and the way he's built. But if you look at what they call his lack of arm strength, the pass he throws deep, he doesn't put much behind it. Now, people may say, oh, that's a lie. He's throwing his whole body. No. He barely lifts one leg, and the rest of it is all wrist and arm. And the ball flickers 50 yards down the field. So, I don't know where the disrespect came or the misinterpretation came that he puts his entire torque or body into the motion of throwing the ball when he doesn't. I mean, the one game I think they probably said that from was the New York Jets game when he wound up to throw a pass down the field where Mike Hollins caught it. Even though he backpedaled to catch it, people said he stopped, which he didn't. He did not stop. He backpedaled to catch it, then he turned around and proceeded on. He got pushed into the end zone, but he still completed the ball. I think it was a 63-yard touchdown pass. Then against the Ravens this year with Tyreek Hill, he threw a 53-yard bomb where Tyreek had to slow down just a little bit, but he still managed to get in the end zone. Then he threw a busted coverage wide open throw to Tyreek Hill, which he slowed down just a little bit, caught it, and kept going. Now, people criticize him for that, but then on the flip side of that coin, Patrick Mahomes in 2020 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers week 15 went to Tampa Bay. First quarter, maybe like, I want to say 7 minutes or whatever into the game, Tyreek Hill blew by Carlton Davis Jr. Tyreek Hill was so far past the ball that he had to basically come to a complete stop, catch the ball, turn back upfield, and go into the end zone untouched. Even though his defender had already fell down like 20 yards ago. Patrick Mahomes vastly underthrew him on that play. But does he get any blame for that? No, he does not. They say that is the greatest pass they had ever seen from a quarterback to a wide receiver. Now, I'm not comparing Patrick Mahomes to Tua in no sort of way. But the throw I'm talking about, if you go back and watch the Ravens game, Tua still hit him right here in the chest. Tyreek did not have to backpedal, nothing like that. Both of the plays now, both of them, he slowed down just enough. The ball hit him in the chest. He kept going. And he scored. But this whole narrative that Tua can't throw deep, was he not over 50% completion on yards, 20 yards down the field or more? Was he not? And not to mention that his deep ball had improved so much this season that he was ranked in the top 10 for throws down the field, for those type of bombs that he continued to deliver week in and week out, which he had a deep throw almost every game that he played in. It was not a game that he didn't throw the ball deep. But people call him dink and dunk Tua. You serious? I think his check down, he had the fewest in the NFL. Because at the time, I think Trevor Lawrence had the most. So this whole narrative about him throwing it short, throwing it, dinking and dunking, checking down, check down Tua. That was another narrative. I didn't understand it because when I actually watched him play, he rarely ever checked down to anyone. Rarely. He was looking to complete the big pass. That's the way he's been since college. He's not looking to damn dink and dunk people to death. And that's just the way he's always been. But people kill me with this ongoing narrative about Tua. It's like, for what? What's the point of that? What are you accomplishing by putting out lies like that about that he can't throw it deep? Like this year, like I said in my other video, my only concern is his health, which it seems to be like he's working on that now. So other than that, that was my take on this video. To all those who did not see his maturation process, go look at his highlights this year. You're gonna see a lot of deep balls. Go look at his sophomore highlights. He had a few of them. Go look at his rookie highlights. He had like 1 or 2. But the maturation process has begun. Next season, he probably be bombs away all season long. As long as they stay healthy, they're going to get a lot of deep balls out of him. And that's part of the game people want to see. And I think he's brought it out. But that's my take, guys. I got to get out of here. My son got therapy. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, what are your expectations for Tua next year? I need the yards, touchdowns, and of course the interceptions. Peace.